How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
J. Cole, What If? Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We are back with the coverage of covering J. Cole's new album, The Fall Off. I've been waiting for this album for so fucking long. I mean, I've already said it in the last couple of episodes, but, I've been waiting for this album, and I've actually, yesterday, listened to the album all the way through. I had such a good-ass time listening to the album. I can't wait to do an album review. I don't know when we're going to do an album review. Might be the end of the week. Could be towards, maybe the weekend, sometime like that. We will see what all happens, but I will for sure be getting out an album review as soon as I can. But I still got a couple of tracks that I definitely do want to check out. Some tracks that just, put goosebumps into me, put some chills down my fucking spine. And this track right here, What If? Now, I was on a live stream. Now, I wasn't on a live stream, but I was watching a live stream. And somebody was just, kind of playing the J. Cole album. This song right here came on. And I remember I was listening to What If, and I didn't even know the title of this song. I was just listening to it, and man, chills that I was getting while I was listening to this track, the storyline, rapping from Biggie's perspective, then rapping from Pac's perspective, and actually using Biggie's cadence in this whole entire song, also using Tupac's cadence too, which you can really tell. And I remember there's this whole thing recently some rappers have been doing. Kendrick Lamar did something where he rapped about, being Tupac. And then, can't believe I got to bring this guy up, but I will bring him up. NLE Choppa tried to do the whole Tupac thing too. Fucking horrible the way NLE Choppa and then some other rappers were doing the Tupac thing too. They were shaving their heads. They were trying to get that look going. Now, I don't like any of that shit because that type of stuff is like Walmart music. That's some shit that, I'm listening to the Walmart Tupac. When I actually got a skilled rapper that actually knows how to rap, that actually can, flow on these type of beats, I'm going to have a more, receptive, tone towards this type of story, this type of song, when it's actually done fucking right. When it's actually done really good. When it's actually got fucking something to it. So I will fully say, What If is done so beautifully on this song, but let's just get into it. Let's talk about this goddamn song, because why the fuck not? I will be having an album review as soon as I can, but I think I do have to kind of listen to it a few more times. A few more album listens, and then I think I'm ready to really talk about the whole entire album. But for now, we're just going to do more singles. Now, let's get into What If. Let's talk about the beat. I love this beat. I love the boom bap beat here. I love these kind of like chords, these like piano chords that sound really gritty, sound kind of old school. And I like old school boom bap beats. Don't get me wrong. I remember I made a complaint when fucking West Side Gun dropped a song. And, I actually did the review of that. I think it was a West Side Gun and Doechii. The way they do boom bap beats is they make the boom bap beats just so plain, so like whatever to listen to. You know, you can actually hear the bass on this boom bap beat. You actually hear the drums. The drums are really fucking good. I love it when those dark kind of like violin like chords come in as the song gets more darker and deeper. And those background vocals really help out too. So there's all these different elements that just really help out this boom bap beat. Just overall make it a really good experience to listen to. Now let's get into the first verse. The first verse is kind of rapping, Biggie's perspective. And I really like the lyrics. I like the story. I like the what if scenario. What if you lose somebody? What if you lost somebody and, you knew that you could, maybe, patch things up. And I think that's the whole concept of if I could, what if we actually could patch things up? That whole ass concept, which is such a really good concept, for anybody who's had really close friends, any close people who, have you lost in your life. You kind of look back and you go, man, what if we could have, talked it out? What if we could have apologized? What if we could have did this, to really, fix things up? I really like that perspective. I really like that. And I say the rapping on here is absolutely fucking outstanding. The flows J. Cole's doing on here just absolutely fucking hits. And I'm having a really good time listening to this album because one of the things J. Cole can do is just do these really little flow switches. He does this one flow, he does this second flow, and you're like, holy shit, this sounds so fucking good. But it gets even better because then we get, the hook. I will say the hook is just kind of saying what if. There is a little bit of like that sample singing in there, which I do like. I like the sound of it, and I do like the whole what if, the background vocals, the whole layers, coming together. I do like all of that, definitely for sure. This hook is nothing crazy, nothing groundbreaking, but I do like how it sounds, and it doesn't need to be too crazy. In my opinion, I think it does the job here. The what if easily gets stuck in your head. So I would say for a rap hook to get stuck in your head, I think J. Cole actually did his thing on here with this hook. And it's also, letting you ponder, the verse that you just heard. And I think that's a really powerful thing. Now, the second verse is absolutely one of my favorite verses off this fucking track. When J. Cole does the Tupac perspective, when he actually raps his cadence, man, the passion, the fire, the heat off these vocals alone just sent goosebumps down my fucking spine, my arms, my everything. That's how fucking good that shit was. The way he was flow switching, the way those vocals layered, I mean, it was masterfully done. One of my favorite verses from J. Cole, one of my favorite verses off this fucking album in 2026, and I think this is, if you want to do the whole, I'm gonna rap in Tupac's perspective, this is how you do it right here. This song is a perfect fucking example. Any other rapper wants to try this shit, you need to put on What If, and you need to study that goddamn song, because that's how you fucking do it right here. So overall, when we talk about J. Cole, What If, I really love this beat. I love the two verses. I even like the hook. I like all of the elements on this track. Every time I go back to this track, I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times now at this point. Every time I spin it back, I just have such a good time listening to this fucking song. So overall, I'm easily going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. We're dropping new content every single day. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode, guys. It means a fucking lot to me. Thank you so much for listening. Season 12 is going so fucking well. And hey, it's Super Bowl Sunday. By the time this comes out, I'll be deep in watching the fucking Super Bowl, which I'm going to have so much fucking fun listening. Patriots versus the fucking Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to win, but maybe the Patriots can pull out. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's a snoozer. Maybe it's not a fun time. Maybe Drake May doesn't play good, like he hasn't been playing good all day in the playoffs. We'll see. But I will say, already have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.